Hey guys, so it's a new year. Most people are thinking about establishing goals or making changes, and I just wanted to give my 2 cents on how I coach people and businesses to do this. So, a couple of tiered system to this, but first, what I want you to do is look back 10 years ago. Where were you? What were you doing? What were you doing for training? What were you thinking about? Were you in a relationship with who? What was that relationship like? Just take a snapshot as to where you are. That's not to make you feel good or bad, it's just simply to show you the amount of things that have happened in that amount of time. Now let's go the other way, and I want you to vision cast or think about what is the most ideal situation for you. What is your perfect day or perfect week? How do you feel? Like physically, how do you feel? How do your joints feel? How do you mentally feel? And then in terms of like, where are you? What are you doing with who, or how do you feel in those relationships? So think about in 5 or 10 years from now, knowing that really anything's possible, figure out what it is that you want. Now, do that for setting even the fitness goals. So I can think, okay, like I have a certain amount of weight that I want to move, or I have a big endurance event that I want to do, and basically, how do I need to feel adequately prepared for that, and what do I need to quantify in order to feel confident to undergo those challenges? So what that allows me to do is then that lets me take that perfect day, and then I can start to quantify that perfect day into my long-term goals. And when I do that, I have a structure that I like to use, which is my goal is fill in the blank, and then because fill in the blank. So personally, let's say my goal is to accomplish the Jackson Hole picnic within a 5-year time span. The Jackson Hole picnic is basically ride bikes from downtown Jackson Hole to the base of Jenny Lake, swim 1.5 miles across Jenny Lake, get out on the other side, climb the Grand Teton, come down the Grand Teton, swim 1.5 miles, ride the 35 miles back to town. And you do that all in one day, unsupported, so you carry your climbing gear while you swim and so forth. It's super fun. But what I can do is I can say my goal is to complete the Jackson Hole picnic within a 5-year time span. And then what I can do from there is my because statement is because I crave adventure, or I'm my best self when I adventure, or I want to be the type of father that shows my daughter that anything is possible, or that I can do hard things. Now, the coolest piece is whatever your goal is, the because statement is really the power behind it. Like, would it be cool to do that? Absolutely. Would it be cool to get a first pull-up? Absolutely. Would it be cool to lose 10 pounds? Absolutely. Whatever the goal is, that's important, but it's more the because statement carries all the actual weight of why that's important. And that allows you to take that because and distill it into a mantra. So I know for me personally, and while this seems kitschy or kind of froofy, it carries significant weight when you let it. And basically what I want to do is I want to think, okay, so in even the pursuit of getting to the training, the mental piece, the organization of accomplishing this Jackson Hole picnic, I know that as mantras that I am confident, that I can do hard things, that I can overcome obstacles, that I am a badass father. All of these mantras I was able to distill from my because statement. Now, why that's important is when I roll into, the day-to-day, the week-to-week, the month-to-month now, and I'm 5 years away from accomplishing this goal, is that allows me to make the decisions of what would a badass father do in this situation. Or I don't feel like training today because it's cold out and it's raining and I'm not feeling inspired. But I have that understanding that I can overcome hard things and I can do hard things. And those mantras allow me to okay, so now because I know that as a person I can do hard things, I can roll into training and at least show up. Maybe it's not the greatest session in the world, but I at least showed up. And ultimately, I use this as a litmus test of understanding that every decision you make is a vote for the direction you want to go. So if I'm lazy and decide that, I'm not going to train today because it's cold out and it's dark out and I'm just not feeling super spunky, that's a vote in the decision of where I want to go. But if I roll in here despite all those factors and I still train, even if it doesn't go super well, even if I'm not feeling sporty, I do it, that is a vote for the understanding that I can do hard things and where I want to go. So that's my take on goal setting. Super powerful if you let it. So a quick recap, look back 10 years, what were you doing? Look now to present time, see the time span that was 10 years. Flip the script, go out 5 to 10 years from here, and think about what you want in terms of goals. And then from there, and those should be big, those should be lofty. And then from there, you can distill those big long-term goals into smaller segments. And those smaller segments, you're going to quantify by saying, my goal is fill in the blank, because fill in the blank, and then with every because statement, write a few mantras, and then hold on to those. Thanks, guys.